What's up, yo, and we are live. Whoops, wrong button there. I need to change my audio settings. This is something that I forgot to do today. And as you can see on the screen, today we are going to be looking at Overwatch animated short, Road Trip. This is actually directly after the last one that I reviewed. Not reviewed, critiqued. That's the one with McCree. I forgot the name. Reunion, I think? I'm not too sure, but let's jump into it. Oh wait, hang on. Before we begin, today we'll be looking at 2 animated shorts because Road Trip, as you can see, is 42 seconds. And the next one that I'll be critiquing as well would be We Are something. We Are Overwatch. That one is a minute or so. So tonight's stream, our project, it should be a relatively short one, but let's jump into it. Should be good. Let me disappear off screen and mute my mic first.
Really nice going, Bob. That could have been an easy score, but no! McCree shows his stupid mug and everyone just falls to complete pieces. I should have just put a bullet in him the minute he showed up. That's my bike! McCree! Oh, I hate that guy. What are you looking at?
Alright, that was really quick, isn't it? So, let's jump into the critique. It's very obvious where this is. If you remember the way the last one ended, Ash was tied up along with Bob and something, and then McCree just rode his bike off, but it was never really shown that this payload was moving. This directly connects from the last one, and which you can see from Route 66, as I would have said it, as I would pronounce from where I'm from, but for Americans you say Route 66. So long as it's not 666. So the way she opens Ash, really nice going, Bob. So you see that she starts small. The conversation, the dialogue, monologue starts slow, where action is a little bit smaller. And then she's sort of like building up you can feel the agitation build up, and that's when she starts becoming more animated. There's a lot more movement in her. Small, and there's a big one. Yep, a big one. But and I especially would like to point out the shoulders here. I think the follow through here is really nice. So what happens here is so her body goes up, and then when the body reaches the top already, then the shoulders go up. So there's a follow through from the shoulders. Is I would say it's like secondary motion already. Like the way her shoulders are animated is becoming a secondary motion, which shouldn't be the case as in real life, because we would expect the whole body to move. In fact, we would expect the shoulders to drop a little in response to the body shooting upward. Then the shoulder might raise up together, but not have so much of a overshoot follow through kind of action. So this kind of overshooting motion only exists pretty much in animations and cartoons and stuff like that. Yeah, I like the hand movement. Like it is very, very true to real life. Like everybody just falls to pieces. So her hands are tied, so she has to do it together like that. So yeah, but even I just trying to act out that line, I automatically did this already. Like everybody falls, like is kind of expressing disbelief, and it's just that her hands are tied, so she has to do it that way. I think is really nice touch, because otherwise, what other motion could she have done? Everybody falls. Maybe using exaggerated facial head movement is possible, but I think the use of hands here is good. Okay, for the hat here, I don't know why there's a black screen there, like one black frame. So this hat here, I have some comments. Okay, notice that the lip or the lid, I think it's the lip of her hat, is relatively flat. When she picks it up, somehow you see the lid like fold in, roll in. You can argue it's gravity, okay, but that much. I don't think hats like this are that soft, right? So they shouldn't fold that much. And all of a sudden it just folds out flat again. I'm not too sure about the lip of the hat. It just looks a little bit weird for me. I haven't worn such large hats before, so I don't know. I could be wrong, but to me it just looks a little bit off. I would have expected that a hat to retain its shape all the way through from her picking up and putting it on her head. Yep, so the eyebrow and the eye move a little. It's like, hey, what's that? And then she turns. Small action. Oops, a little bit too far ahead. Yep, just see the eye becoming bigger, like detecting something coming. And then there's like a half blink. And then the eye duct comes in. Yep, so normally people, when your eye duct, you will blink. So the falling over here, if this is hand animated, is a nightmare to animate, because animation rigs is driven through the hips. So when the hip rotate this way, the entire body is gonna follow along like a stick. So her body is gonna come down here and like this, and up like this. So because animation is driven on the hips, so the top, anything above the hips will follow the hip, anything below the hips will follow the hips as well. So if the hip rotates, the entire body will rotate. And so that's the thing, that if there is no counter rotation, the upper body counter rotation, there is just no way Ash will be able to stay upright in the animating environment. So this is a nightmare. Like there's 3 axes. If you rotate in Y, then you need to counter in Y for all of the upper body, including the arms, head, whatever. Now just imagine she's facing kind of like this way, so she's falling over this way. How many axes is that? That's 3. Right? How the heck are you going to counter perfectly? There's no way you can do it unless you math it out. In animation, you can use mathematics to help you. Like, you just know, okay, this head rotate this much in this axis, rotated that much in this axis, so I'm going to counter that way in whatever else. But don't forget, in animation rigs, there are multiple joints. The spine has like maybe one joint here, one joint here, one joint here. Anywhere from 3 to 5 is like a basic rig. So you cannot apply the same amount of rotation to all of them, because by then her body will be like probably like this, and maybe even manage to do a 360 already. So you have to divide all the angles, angle of rotation between the 4. So if you want to math it out, maybe you want to divide it by 4. But if it's me, I will not math it out. I'll just do it by eye, because over here precision is not too important. It's just important that Ash falls over while maintaining proper body angles. But from what I can tell, from what I would expect, this shot, or rather maybe all of animation, all of Overwatch's animation should have some form of motion capture done. I mean, if they have done facial mocap already, body mocap shouldn't be an issue. But hand animation is going to be a rite of passage that everyone will have to go through. And talking about body mocap, I will expect that her legs, the left side of her body is going to be a little bit difficult. What you do is you place markers that reflect light into cameras, and as the real actor falls down, those markers are going to disappear. And when we're doing the data cleanup, you have to rebuild those markers, so your animation doesn't, become dumb. But from this point, even though you can have mocap, but most of the time you may sometimes reach a situation where you want to delete the animation and hand animate on your own. And I think this is what happened here with her legs. Before I move on to the critique of the legs, the hand animated part, the way her legs went up, just think, do you feel like Ash fell over, or did she raise her legs up? So seeing that speed of her legs going up, it feels to me that she is raising her legs, tucking her legs under her, more so than she is being thrown to the left by the wind of the bike that went past her. Yeah, so it's like, okay, the wind pushed her body to the left, but it feels like the leg is brought up by her own volition, not because she fell over. Because if one were to be falling over, legs and body, as the body leans to the left, the leg should be going up. The right leg is going up, yes, but left leg completely like quite stable, isn't it? And then all of a sudden it just like goes up too nicely, to the point where it just feels like she's tucking her legs under her. And then come the next one, just look at how her right leg falls. I think it's falling a little too quickly. Too quick, yeah, and the angle is a little bit steep as well. Maybe because it's female, wider hips maybe, but this leg angle I think is too steep. What I would think makes more sense is a leg angle, something like that. So her right leg, instead of being so straight like this, is gonna face outward a little bit more. You can try on your own, sit on your bed or something, and then just lean over. Just lean over and just observe how your legs move. Adopt her pose. Put one leg under you, and then have the right leg on top of your left, and then just lean over a little bit. You will find that your right leg is gonna curve a little bit more, but then again, maybe it's because I'm male and she's female. Maybe she has got more flexibility in her hips, or maybe the hip angle of a female just allows her legs to be like that. I'm not too sure. I feel the pain in the throat of the voice actor. Okay, so this hand flick thing, I haven't seen frame by frame of this. Let me just look at this frame by frame. Whoops. It's too much.
What are you looking at?
Ah. So she does the one finger from the start. I think one finger is a weird choice. No doubt you want to do something different. I think one finger is just weird. Normal people would just like, okay, let's say you want to sweep something off. What would you do? You would do 5 fingers, right? You just like slap it off. You wouldn't do this, right? Even though it may be a small object, like it's irritating you to heck already. Even if it's a small pencil, an empty bottle, you will use the back of a hand and just like flick it away, rather than use fingers. Yeah, one finger. It just doesn't make sense here to me. So what I'll do is I should extend all the fingers instead of just that one index finger to do it. And the hat. I don't think that hat should be that bouncy. And if you were to look at it frame by frame, okay, so just feel the trajectory. Okay, so the head starts on bob. If let's say I were to pause it here, where do you think the head is going to land? If I were to surmise, I draw the trajectory, it's been like this, so you want the head to be landing about here, right? So in the middle, about the middle of Ash's hat. Yeah, so somewhere here. Let's take reference. There's a shadow here in between these two. Whoa, what I drew was okay, so let's see where the head landed instead. Okay, I think I just shot myself in the foot. That was unplanned. Okay, my point is the trajectory, the head should go out further to the right. But what you see here is the head is carrying a lot of momentum to your right. And then all of a sudden it lost all of that and just dropped straight down. Yeah, you want the trajectory to be a smooth curve, but it looks as if this happened instead. Like, okay, straight down, straight down. Okay, straight down, like this. Maybe I'll change color. The yellow one, straight down. So the straight down, the yellow one is what is happening in the animation. And what I would think the normal trajectory should be is the one in red, the one being circled. It just feels a little bit too forced for me. And from here, such a high bounce, really? It's I don't know the name of this hat. I'll just call it a fedora. I do have a fedora. Almost like a fedora. It's not that bouncy. Once it hit the ground, it just stays. It's maybe because of the shape and the material. I know the top crown of this type of hats are quite hard, so maybe it would have added to the bounciness. But how I would have animated this hat falling is, okay, so when you reach down at this point already, stop rotating the hat, let it carry the trajectory over, so it's gonna land in this angle. I'm drawing the hat really badly, man. I can't draw the hat because of the, okay, so it's gonna land like this, and then it's gonna roll over so that the hat is gonna become like this, and then maybe roll back just a little bit for energy dissipation, and that's it, no more bounce, and the hat will just stop there. That is how I would have animated it. The bounce just feels like it's forced. So that's my critique of this road trip. And I said it's gonna take a quick one, but still I took 30 minutes. Whew. I'm not gonna advertise Invisalign. Okay, next one, we are Overwatch.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion. We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch. Rated T for Teen.
Okay, that's we are Overwatch. Let's go through the critic, and I just forgot to change the volume. I think the facial expression here is really good, man. It's very clear that these soldiers are feeling hopeless, despair, and they're just like out of energy. But a good thing is all the soldiers are actually moving, and the one in the foreground gets the most focus. I would say the one in focus gets a lot of movement, gets the most movement. Yeah, as opposed to the two in the back. You just see them breathing and moving a little bit, not a lot.
We are hope.
It's fine.
We are honor.
Yep, we are honor. Okay, so I just would like to bring attention to this kid over here. Female or male, I don't know. I can't tell. Looks like a girl, but it might be a boy, you know. Okay, so the kid looks at Reinhardt. Notice the kid flinched. So will I have animated the flinch earlier? I think both methods have their arguments. In this context, no, I'll explain the flinch earlier first. Okay, the flinch. Why do I say that an earlier flinch can be animated? Is because the kid would have seen a Molotov cocktail being thrown, and he or she is like, whoa, what the hell, Molotov cocktail. But the thing is, Reinhardt is between the kid and the Molotov cocktail, so the Molotov cocktail might not have been visible to the kid, so the kid wouldn't have been able to react to and in turn flinch against the Molotov cocktail thrown in that direction. So what the flinch is in reaction to is Reinhardt's sudden movement and deploying of the shield. Yeah, you see when he completes that smash, the stand of the shield, that's when the kid really flinched. Bam. So yeah, both methods have their arguments, but I think what is done here is the more logical, correct one. It makes more sense here. So Diva, you see a hand still moving. That's good. In this scene here, I think there's too little recoil in the rifle. It looks like a AK. Just way too little, I think. I mean, it's forgivable if it's the background characters. Like, you see them shooting, but you don't see them having recoil. But this guy, in the foreground, you don't see a lot of recoil. A little. And I would even, like, I can say maybe that's due to optical illusion from the lighting and shadows. But I do see a little bit of movement, but what I prefer is just a little bit more recoil movement. It's just it's gonna make it more believable. So this is a little bit of telling without showing. You know, Soldier smashed the guy with his rifle, the butt of his rifle, but there's actually a little bit of telling here. Notice on the left, there's a tooth. And really, oh yeah. Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought this is the tooth. That's the root. Yeah, I was like kind of freaked out. Like, who has teeth like that? And I want to comment that Soldier's voice is way different from what I know. There's a lot of space in his voice if you can hear it. Like, if you watch it yourself, I don't think you can hear it now that I've dropped the volume. But if you watch it, there's a lot of space in his voice.
We are justice.
It's almost like he sounds like Zenyatta. Yeah, good depiction of the kid in a less than ideal situation, dirty, tired.
Compassion.
But actually, over here, I think the Mercy appearance can be a little bit better done, where there's more dramatic effect. Her landing can be intensified here. So what I would have done is, I think it would be better if she can drop down with her wings less extended, less expanded, so it's a little bit more compact. And then when she comes closer in the view, like maybe here, like boom, like it comes down and then her wings expand, like become much bigger, brighter maybe, and then the lights can come shine a little bit bigger. So it's more intense, more punch, more contrast, because right now you see her coming down almost no difference, like she's just like dropping straight down. Okay, yeah. So if she were to drop down with the wings less big, smaller, maybe not even like lit, then when she drops down and then, wow, it's gonna make a huge impact. I think that would look a lot better.
We are compassion.
Okay, so this is confirmed. Tracer keeps her pistols under her forearms. So this is I'm referring to when I was critiquing the cinematic trailer of Overwatch, where there's just this one part where Tracer just drops a pistol and like it disappeared. So now, yeah, we can confirm that the pistol is actually kept under her forearm, and then she can fire. Yay!
We are determination.
Determination.
We are harmony.
Genji as Harmony. I don't know the lore of Overwatch or anything, but to me, Genji being a proponent, icon, mascot, representative of harmony, it doesn't click with me. Why not Zenyatta? Zenyatta can be adopting this same lotus position that Genji is in, and then maybe he can like clap his hand into the middle, and then he's got all these balls, his orbs, do some movement and then fly back into Zenyatta himself. I think that would be better than having Genji as Harmony. So the rest of the animation, I don't have much to comment anymore. So this is the entire cast of Overwatch. Yeah, that's pretty much entire cast. Oh, there's no Sigma. Sigma was a later addition, and Echo is not in here. Brigitte, is she in here? Nope. So I think this is the original lineup of Overwatch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 heroes? Did Overwatch start with 21 heroes? The reason why I dropped -1 count from Pharah is because I counted D.Va twice. I think. Or was it 22 heroes? Yeah, 21, 22 heroes. I think Overwatch started with that. So yeah, that's a useless point that I'm bringing up. Playoverwatch.com. So yeah, this is the end of the critique. I don't have anything else to talk about. Hope this is like a good pacing for you guys. Any questions, shoot them in the comment section. I'll be waiting for the next 1 to 2 minutes. If not, I'll be seeing you guys next week. Next week I think is D.Va, Shooting Star. And then we should be crossing over to Overwatch 2 already. And I think before we go into Overwatch 2, I might want to change to another title, another series. We'll see. We'll see. It doesn't seem like anything is coming in, so I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for tuning in if you are tuning in, but otherwise you can tune in when you are tuning in. And yep, this is Vampyreq, and I'm out. Ciao.